When most people think of Antarctica, they imagine a frozen wasteland at the bottom of the Earth. An endless desert of ice, empty, silent, dead. But scientists are beginning to realize something deeply unsettling, because beneath nearly 2 miles of Antarctic ice lies an entire hidden world. A world nobody was ever supposed to see. Ancient mountain ranges, buried lakes, strange radio signals, hidden ecosystems isolated for millions of years, and discoveries so unusual that some researchers now believe Antarctica may hold clues to Earth's forgotten past and perhaps humanity's future. For decades, Antarctica was viewed as little more than a giant block of ice, a lifeless continent trapped at the edge of the world. But today, modern satellites, deep ice radar, seismic imaging, and robotic submarines are revealing something extraordinary beneath the frozen continent. Something vast, something ancient. And the deeper scientists look, the stranger things become. This is the story of what scientists are beginning to find under Antarctica. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why some experts believe Antarctica may become one of the most important and mysterious places on Earth. The story begins not with modern science, but with mystery. Long before satellites mapped Antarctica from space, strange rumors surrounded the southern continent. Early explorers described impossible weather, compasses behaving strangely, massive black mountains emerging from white blizzards before disappearing back into the storm. Some explorers claimed the silence itself felt unnatural. Endless empty landscapes stretching so far beyond the horizon that people began losing all sense of direction and time. Antarctica didn't feel like Earth, it felt alien. But almost nobody could survive there for long. Temperatures plunged below minus 60 degrees Celsius. Winds reached more than 300 kilometers per hour. Entire expeditions vanished into white emptiness. Ships became trapped in sea ice for months. Men froze to death only meters away from shelter. Antarctica remained one of the last truly unexplored places on Earth. And because it was so isolated, people began imagining what might be hidden beneath it. Some believed lost civilizations existed under the ice. Others imagined secret military bases, hidden Nazi bunkers, ancient creatures trapped underground for millions of years. Most of these theories were nonsense. But strangely, the real discoveries scientists eventually made turned out to be almost as unbelievable. Because Antarctica is not just ice. Underneath the frozen surface lies an entire continent. A continent hidden beneath nearly 27 million cubic kilometers of ice. And until recently, humanity had almost no idea what was down there. That changed in the mid-20th century. Scientists began flying aircraft equipped with ice-penetrating radar across Antarctica. The goal was simple: map the rock beneath the ice. But what researchers discovered shocked them. Beneath the frozen surface were enormous mountain ranges rivaling the European Alps, entire valleys, deep canyons, vast underground basins. Scientists discovered the Gamburtsev Mountains buried completely beneath the ice sheet, a mountain range the size of the Alps, hidden for millions of years. Imagine mountains taller than anything in Europe, completely invisible to the human eye. An entire lost landscape hidden beneath solid ice. But that was only the beginning. Because then came one of the most astonishing discoveries in Antarctic history. Hidden nearly 4 kilometers beneath the surface, scientists discovered liquid water. An enormous underground lake trapped beneath the ice, Lake Vostok. At first, researchers thought their instruments were malfunctioning. Liquid water should not exist beneath temperatures this extreme. But the data kept returning the same result. Lake Vostok was real, and it was enormous. Roughly 250 kilometers long and buried beneath thousands of meters of solid ice, the lake had remained completely isolated from the outside world for perhaps 15 million years. Think about that for a moment. This is water that may not have seen sunlight since before early human ancestors even existed. A hidden world sealed away since long before human civilization began, which immediately raised a terrifying and fascinating question. If liquid water exists down there, could life exist too? Suddenly, Antarctica stopped being just a frozen continent. It became something else entirely, a hidden ecosystem. Scientists became obsessed with the possibility. And the deeper they searched, the more lakes they found. Not one, not 10, hundreds. Today, researchers believe more than 400 subglacial lakes exist beneath Antarctica, some connected by hidden rivers flowing silently beneath the ice sheet. An entire hidden hydrological system, completely invisible from the surface. Some of these underground rivers may stretch for hundreds of kilometers, water moving slowly in total darkness beneath the largest ice sheet on Earth. And then things became even stranger, because scientists eventually drilled into some of these isolated environments. What they found stunned researchers. Microbial life, tiny organisms surviving in complete darkness under crushing pressure and near-freezing temperatures. Life existing where scientists once believed life should be impossible. This discovery changed everything. Because if life could survive beneath Antarctica's ice, then maybe life could exist in other frozen worlds too. Suddenly, Antarctica became connected to space exploration. Scientists began comparing Antarctica's underground lakes to the hidden oceans believed to exist beneath the icy crusts of moons like Europa and Enceladus. In other words, Antarctica may help scientists understand whether alien life could exist elsewhere in the universe. But Antarctica was hiding even more secrets. Because beneath the ice, scientists also discovered fire. In 2017, researchers announced evidence suggesting that nearly 100 volcanoes may exist beneath West Antarctica, some potentially active. In fact, Antarctica may contain one of the largest volcanic regions on Earth. Most people have no idea this exists. Fire beneath ice. Volcanoes buried under glaciers thousands of meters thick. And this discovery matters enormously, because volcanic heat may destabilize glaciers from below, accelerating ice melt and potentially contributing to rising sea levels across the planet. Which means what happens beneath Antarctica could eventually affect millions of people worldwide. But the mysteries beneath Antarctica are not only geological, some are atmospheric, others are almost impossible to explain. In recent years, researchers working with instruments designed to detect high-energy cosmic particles began recording strange radio signals emerging from beneath Antarctica. That immediately created confusion, because according to known physics, the signals should not have been able to pass through thousands of kilometers of rock. Yet somehow, they appeared to be coming upward from the Earth itself. The discovery sparked enormous debate. Some scientists proposed instrument errors, others suggested unusual particle behavior involving neutrinos. But naturally, the internet exploded with theories involving hidden civilizations, underground structures, secret experiments, and even parallel universes. The truth is probably less dramatic. But the fact remains, scientists still do not fully understand what produced some of these signals, and Antarctica's isolation only amplifies the mystery. Because this continent remains one of the least explored places on Earth. Ironically, humanity has mapped the surface of Mars in greater detail than large regions beneath Antarctic ice. Entire landscapes remain unseen. Entire geological systems remain unexplored. There are mountains down there nobody has ever looked at directly. Valleys untouched for millions of years. Lakes nobody has ever reached. And perhaps living organisms humanity has never encountered before. Nowhere does this mystery become more intense than beneath the Thwaites Glacier. Sometimes called the Doomsday Glacier, Thwaites is one of the most closely monitored places on Earth. And for good reason, scientists fear it may be dangerously unstable. The glacier is roughly the size of Florida. If it collapsed entirely, it could contribute to catastrophic sea level rise across the planet. But what researchers recently discovered beneath Thwaites shocked them. Warm ocean water is flowing deep underneath the glacier through hidden channels and enormous cavities. Essentially, the glacier is being eaten from below, and the process appears to be accelerating. Scientists sent robotic submarines beneath floating ice shelves and discovered underwater landscapes unlike anything expected. Jagged ice formations, deep hidden cracks, melting zones far larger than predicted. Antarctica is changing, and it may be changing faster than scientists once believed possible. But perhaps the most incredible discovery beneath Antarctica is not geological, it's historical. Because buried beneath miles of ice may be the remains of an ancient world. Scientists now know Antarctica was not always frozen. Millions of years ago, the continent contained forests, rivers, swamps, and thriving ecosystems filled with prehistoric life. In 2020, researchers discovered fossilized roots preserved beneath Antarctic ice, evidence of an ancient rainforest, a rainforest in Antarctica. Around 90 million years ago, temperatures in parts of Antarctica may have reached 12 degrees Celsius on average. Dinosaurs may once have walked across landscapes now buried beneath glaciers. Imagine standing in modern Antarctica today. Endless ice in every direction, temperatures cold enough to kill within minutes. And beneath your feet, hidden under kilometers of frozen ice, lies evidence of forests, rivers, and ancient life from another world. Antarctica is not simply hiding ice, it is hiding Earth's past, and perhaps warnings about Earth's future. Every layer of Antarctic ice acts like a time capsule. Tiny bubbles trapped inside preserve ancient atmospheres stretching back hundreds of thousands of years. Scientists drill deep ice cores to study them, and what they found is alarming. The deeper they drill, the further back in time they travel. Some cores contain climate records stretching back 800,000 years, allowing researchers to reconstruct ancient temperatures, volcanic eruptions, greenhouse gas levels, and catastrophic climate shifts. Antarctica has effectively become Earth's memory bank, a frozen archive of planetary history. And hidden within that archive may be warnings about what could happen next. But despite all these discoveries, Antarctica still refuses to fully reveal itself, because there are still enormous blank spaces beneath the ice, entire regions never directly explored, unknown landscapes buried for millions of years. Some scientists believe the most important discoveries may still lie ahead. Autonomous robots are now being designed to travel beneath glaciers. Submersibles are exploring hidden cavities under floating ice shelves. Satellites continuously monitor tiny movements in the ice sheet from orbit. Humanity is slowly peeling back the lid on one of Earth's greatest hidden worlds. And with every new discovery, the mystery only grows. Because Antarctica forces humanity to confront something strange, even in the age of satellites, artificial intelligence, and global mapping, parts of our own planet remain almost completely unknown. It sounds impossible, but it's true. There are places beneath Antarctica that no human being has ever seen. Entire ecosystems may exist in complete darkness beneath the ice. Microbial life may be evolving in total isolation. Ancient landscapes remain perfectly preserved from a world that disappeared millions of years ago. It sounds like science fiction, but it's real. And perhaps that is what makes Antarctica so fascinating. Not aliens, not secret bases, not ancient conspiracies. Reality itself is mysterious enough. A frozen continent at the edge of the world, hiding secrets beneath kilometers of ice. Secrets humanity is only beginning to uncover. And maybe the strangest part of all is that we've barely scratched the surface. Because somewhere beneath Antarctica tonight, hidden under the ice, there are still discoveries waiting to be found. And if you want to explore more mysteries hidden beneath our world, make sure to subscribe.